Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow, we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Tir-Fradi straight away, it's a first step.
Why do we not leave now? You say you want to take us home, but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Tir-Fradi takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Wait. I'm sorry. I overheard your conversation. I'd like to accompany you. Even if I have to wait, I'd like to go to Tir-Fradi with you.
There are enough of your people on our island already.
And you can surely find another ship. The Alliance regularly funds crossings to Hikmet.
That's true. I could probably find backing for a map-making mission, but I'd have to make compromises I'm not willing to make with people I despise. Please, let me prove that not all of my people are manipulators and forces of destruction.
She did warn us and helped us with the framing. And having an ally in the Alliance could be useful.
The best I can do is to offer to let you come aboard my ship. Whether or not you can be a part of our group is a decision that's for the others to make.
Our hosts might frown on us stepping away to speak in private. We'd better wait until we're somewhere else. Our hosts might frown on us stepping away to speak in private. We'd better wait until we're somewhere else.
We'd better wait until we're in a quieter place to talk.
Moments radi dał. Svelda gomorosi boedian in jedem oil.
Alvida left for the port at dawn. She couldn't wait to set foot aboard her new ship. Are we going to meet her?
Not now. We'll speak when we're someplace quiet.
Our hosts might frown on us stepping away to speak in private. We'd better wait until we're somewhere else.
Get out of there, you coward! Give me my money back! Thief! Cheater! Get out of there, you coward! Give me my money back!
There you are. I'm happy to see you out of that courtroom and cleared of those ridiculous accusations. Captain Alvida has already returned to her ship and is busy preparing for your journey. When you're ready, just say the word and we'll take you aboard too.
We're ready.
In that case, climb into this boat and it will take you aboard. Godspeed.
Well, what do you think of my ship? It's quite the change from that old skiff. This one even has a cabin.
Yes, it is a fine vessel. But when will you take us back?
As soon as I can pay the crew and stock the old with food for the trip.
My family would certainly be able to finance the journey, especially since it would be an opportunity for them to compete with the Dorsays. They're a rival family who rule over the cities of Serene and New Serene. Come to think of it, they too could finance our trip, I suppose. They certainly have the means.
That would entail going to Peren, wouldn't it? I wouldn't mind going there too. There's someone there I need to see.
Really? Someone from Teleme, I presume?
Yes, a man of the cloth who might be able to help me get home. A certain Father Cardinal Pius.
I've heard of him. A charming old man who lives like a monk, I believe.
Yes, he's a priest and the Teleme ambassador. He can help me get home, but his influence could also be useful in getting your expedition financed.
Yes, I've heard of him. Well, having the backing of influential people is rarely a bad thing. My family is going to be thrilled when they hear about my exploits in Alima.
As for me, I'd like to go back to Iskiara. We left behind a giant, rampaging creature, and I hate to think what might happen to the locals and my companions. We can't just leave this beast to wander around. We have to find out what happened after our timely getaway. And since it's not possible to dock in Dooten, this will bring me as close as possible.
That's a lot of destinations to choose from. We'll have to choose just one. So, where are we headed? I'm glad you came to see me. I'm going to need your help. It's a personal matter.
What does it entail?
As you may remember, Silvio told me about a cache on the Constantia. Despite everything that's happened to that ship since sinking, it wasn't discovered. I found my mother's logbook in there, but she had so little trust that she wrote in code. And I don't understand any of it. I need to know what information it holds. It may give me some insight into what happened to her. You understand?
Of course. But what do you expect from me?
I need you to find someone who can translate the logbook.
I'm at your service.
Someone in Ixantis can surely help us. One of the admirals, perhaps.
Are you happy to have become the captain of the Constantia? That boat must mean a lot to you.
I'm happy to have recovered my mother's ship, even though, I admit, I had misgivings at first. After all, she did die at his helm. But when I reached it, I immediately felt a connection, and many memories came back to me. Happy memories of my childhood.
Tell me about them.
Oh, I have so much to tell. I spent my very first years on this ship, you know? I climbed my first skylines here. I had small legs back then. It was difficult and painful. But when I got to the top, oh, what a view! I had the world at my feet, and I was so proud. Of course, my mother scolded me. I was too young and could have killed myself. But despite that, the feeling of touching the horizon, of being free as a bird, oh, it's something I'll never forget.
You must be very proud to have been named captain.
Oh, of course. And I'm all the more proud that that's not always the case. But this rank offers me such an maybe I'll be able to convince the guild to stop its involvement in human trafficking. In any case, I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
I had no idea there were so many natives of my island on this continent.
I suspected as much. I know the ship I served on is transporting. Kidnapping would be more accurate, wouldn't it? However, I would never have imagined that our crimes were so great. And that we'd brought so many here. It shames and angers me. I'm so dreadfully sorry that our guild is involved in this.
Have you and Sybil known each other for...
We met a few years ago. When I was a deckhand, we hit it off right away. We became friends. And when I was looking for a way, she's resourceful. But also funny. You should see her.
What can you tell me about you?
Our island is quite far from the mainland. Also, the people who live there have always been exceptional fishermen and sailors. Their survival, this talent made them useful to the mainlanders. And one day, the sailors decided to unite into a guild. And the knots quickly became not only sailors, but also shipbuilders. We build the ships, weave the sails, and braid the ropes on our island. Nowadays, not all Ixantians are sailors, but they all still depend on the wealth of our guild. And for those who sail the seas, it's a home port. Their only true home beyond the waves.
I won't bother you any longer.
Don't worry. It's all...
keep this up, I'll end up becoming a real specialist in escaping prison by any means possible. That being said, I'm really glad that we got my dear Alvida out of this jail.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
Ah, excellent timing. I was just thinking about you. I wanted to ask you something.
What is it?
I suppose you haven't forgotten our memorable encounter with my nephew Rudolph? It so happens that I've just received a message concerning him. It appears to have been written by a servant who accuses me of being responsible for the disappearance of his mistress, a merchant from the... He says that she was lured to a meeting by my nephew and never came back. In the course of the various threats of torture and accusations he makes, I'm worried about him. We don't have a good relationship, but it's all my fault, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to him. I could take care of it myself, but I'm afraid I wouldn't be thinking clearly because it involves my family. Would you help me find my nephew and this woman?
I'm sorry, but I've simply got too much to do right now. I'll come back and talk to you as soon as I can.
Thank you, but don't be too long. I'd regret it for the rest of my life if anything would...
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here.
Prepare to disembark. We've arrived at our destination. I hope at least one of the admirals can help us. This is the first time I've heard of an encrypted logbook.
Doesn't she have other relatives who might know her code?
She and my father hadn't been getting along very well towards the end. But apart from them, I don't really see who could help us.
Captain Alvida. That has a fine ring to it. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished.
Oh, thank you.
Young people, I don't know you, but you're very fortunate to have crossed paths with this woman. Here she's responsible for your conduct. So be worthy of it.
We could use your help, or at least your advice. It's about a logbook.
It's Mum's logbook. I mean, Captain Estrella's. We found it on board the Constantia, but it's written in code.
Are you sure it's your mother's logbook? She's been gone so long.
I'm absolutely sure. The cache where I found it hadn't been opened. I recognize her handwriting despite the code.
I'm sorry, Alvida. I didn't even know your mother coded her entries. We don't usually do that, as you know. Logbooks are usually made to be shared with other knots.
Do you know anyone who could decipher it?
I can only think of one person in Yuxantis who's capable of such a feat. Our master librarian, the wisest of our people.
Thanks for your help.
Please, this story concerns me as much as my daughter. I hope you'll keep me informed if you discover anything. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Congratulations, Captain Alvida. I'm sure you'll bring honor to our guild.
Thank you, Admiral. I hope I won't disappoint you.
We need your help. We found Captain Estrella's logbook, but unfortunately it's all in code.
You found her logbook? That's excellent news. I know that our master librarian has been dying to get his hands on it.
My mother hid it in a cache in her cabin. It was still there. But as my friend told you, we can't decipher it.
That's strange. She must have felt threatened or watched to feel the need to encode it.
This makes deciphering it all the more important.
Indeed. Alas, I wasn't close enough to your mother for her to entrust me with her feelings, or with any kind of code. but there must be people she worked with and trusted. They could probably tell you more.
Alvida, my dear. I know you don't much like the carpenter, but your mother trusted him enough to ask him to build a cache for her on board. We should go and question him.
I must admit that, at least on this subject, he doesn't seem to have lied to us.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
Don't mention it. I hope you'll find some answers. I always thought the official explanation a little too simplistic. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure. Listen here, dirtbag.
Captain Alvida, please.
You'd better leave that man alone if you don't want trouble.
Are you so fond of trials that you want another one? To each their own, as they say. But for your sake, Captain Alvida, I'll leave this wretched incompetent alone. But don't forget, your mother trusted him in the past, and that she paid for it with her life. This man is nothing but lies and treachery.
It seems that Silvio is in trouble. Is everything all right? Who was that woman?
I'm fine, thank you. And I have no idea who that woman was.
Do you know why she threatened you?
No, I'd never seen her before. She must have been sent by someone. Since my downfall, I've been watched, mistreated. People talk behind my back, but this was different. She told me plainly not to rake up the past. I imagine that the trial has stirred up memories.
Who could resent you so much as to send someone to threaten you?
Well, I don't think that... Well, obviously I'm not sure, but... Well, apart from you, Captain Alvida, the only one who resents me is your father.
My father? Our opinions often clash, but he would never do such a thing. Just like me. He would like to know what happened to my mother.
Someone probably heard what you said at the tavern. Someone who would prefer that the truth never be discovered.
It would mean that this person was involved in the accident. Otherwise, why threaten you?
I don't know. But your friend isn't wrong. It's the only sensible explanation.
She should have kept quiet. These threats have only strengthened my resolve to find out what happened to my mother.
We found Captain Estrella's logbook.
It was exactly where you said it would be. In the cache you built in our cabin.
Oh, I knew it. And? Did you read it? Do you believe me now when I say I had nothing to do with it?
The logbook is encoded. It's my mother's handwriting. I don't understand what she wrote.
She trusted you enough to build the cache. But did she trust you enough to tell you about her code?
Oh, no. Believe me, I wish she had. To my knowledge, the only person she really trusted was her first mate. Her name is Alma. She survived the shipwreck, but she no longer lives here, nor on a ship, for that matter. I've heard that she went to live in Olima. She's said to have settled somewhere near the port, but that's all I know.
Thank you, Silvio. We'll try to find her.
May the winds be merciful. I hope she'll be able to enlighten you. I really do.
If you want us to decipher your mother's logbook, we'll have to go to Olima.
Ludwig or Safia will surely know where we can find Alma.
I wonder how our mysterious friend, Fausta, planned on finding this Zeren person. It's not like we can just knock on her door.
We should ask her.
It's always hard to recognize someone from a description, but I'm pretty sure it's you.
What?
Yes. Yes, I'm sure of it. I've got to warn the guards.
Say the word, and I'll take care of it.
Go ahead, Till.
Will you shut up already? They're already under arrest. There's no point in trying to collect the reward.
Oh, are you from the Guard?
Captain Till of the Green Azure Regiment. So unless you want to end up in jail for disturbing the peace, let me through and stop making a fuss.
I'm really confused. Sorry to have bothered you. I better get back to what I was doing.
So they're still looking for us. And they've even put up posters to warn everyone about us.
These posters describe you in salient terms. Guards are looking for you. You should take the guard.
Only a fool dares to attack a vessel.
I know the area well. There are guard patrols here. I'd rather avoid them than be forced to fight my brothers in arms.
It's not that I don't like to talk about personal things in front of everyone, but we should wait until we're somewhere else. It's not that I don't like to talk about. Well then, have you got time to help me find my nephew?
I'm sorry, but...
Thank you.
Do you have any idea how we could find Alma, Alvidar's mother's first mate, who settled in Ulima?
Possibly, yes. I heard of a colleague of sorts, a woman who runs a shop on the quays at nightfall. If a Naut retired in the city, she'll probably know where to find her. It's the kind of information us smugglers are fond of. And unfortunately, apart from her, I don't really know. I think we could find help in the taverns or with the port workers, but I can't be sure.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here.
I know you already have a lot to do, but I would still like to ask
It's not really the moment. We'll see what we can do later.
Of course. There's no hurry.
Safia, do you know where we could find Alma, Alvidar's mother's former first mate who now lives in Ulima?
It's been a few years since I last lived in Ulima. I couldn't tell you where she lives. However, I believe the taverns are always a good source of information. The one in the port would be a good start to find a Naut.
Thank you, Safia. That's indeed a good idea. Boy.
See. I hear guards coming this way. We should avoid them. I don't like the idea of fighting them when they're just doing their job.
Again?
Oh, what a racket. Can't they make less noise? My head's ringing like an old bell. Well?
We're looking for a Nord who forswore the sea and left Yuxantis to settle here. Her name is Alma.
Ugh. In the state I'm in, I barely remember what my name is.
This man is suffering the consequences of severe inebriation. I've always found that a purge potion works miracles in these cases.
Here, drink this. It's a good remedy for a hangover.
Really? Smells funny. But at this point... Crikey, it works! That's incredible, what is it?
A purge potion. Now that you've recovered, could you tell us if you know where we can find a knot named Alma?
Alma. Alma. Yes, I know her.
So can you tell us where we could find her?
Don't worry. We don't want to hurt her. It's a knot affair.
As far as I know, she lives in the north, near the rampart and the door that leads to the military district. Is that all?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And don't forget, we sir.
Oh, I can't wait to meet Alma. And not just to translate the logbook. I met her as a child, but at the time I wasn't in the least interested in my parents' friends.
Not here. The walls have ears.
no point locking yourself. You're going to be arrested anyway.
We're too late. The soldiers have already surrounded her house. We have to get her out of there.
You! Stop right there! This is a special operation, and we have every power to arrest you if you get in our way.
We're sorry. We don't want to interfere with your operation, but we're curious. What's going on?
It's none of your business. Now move on, move on. But wait, I recognize you. You're all wanted. What a piece of luck. We're gonna pocket the reward. To arms, men!
If you dare harm the captain in any way, you'll pay for it!
This armor is useless now!
My armor is completely ruined!
Thank you for coming to our aid. But who are you?
Who I am doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that Alvida is safe and sound.
Listen, old chap. If you think the captain needs protecting, you're even madder than you look.
I see that you're in good company, Captain. That you have friends by your side. But I have my orders. Nothing was to happen to you.
And may I know who gave you those orders?
Well, your father, of course. He's worried, what with the trial and this investigation that you are conducting. He asked me to keep an eye on you, to protect you.
Unbelievable. Where was he when we faced that giant creature on the coast? Or when his Alliance friends were trying to kill us? Where was he when I guided that skiff through the storm? Nowhere. He was never there. All I have, I owe only to myself. But now, he suddenly feels guilty and decides to stick me with a guard? Get out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm old enough to defend myself.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but I have my orders.
Since you are here, you could help us bring Alma to the Constancia.
Really? We don't need him or any of my father's minions. I don't need him.
I'd be happy to do you this service. If you want to avoid having to deal with too many guards, you could reach the docks by walking along the ramparts to the north. I'll pave the way for you and make sure you don't encounter too much resistance. I am sorry that you feel this way, but I understand. And I must even say that I admire you, Captain. I will take your message to your father, and I wish you well.
Have you ever seen this man, Alvida? Is he really one of your father's men?
I've never seen him before, but if he says that my father ordered him to guard me, it must be true. Ugh, I can't believe he has so little trust in me.
Do you blame your father for wanting to protect you? or for not understanding that you no longer need his protection.
I don't care what my father wants. I don't want this man around me.
Alma, you can come out. The soldiers are no longer a threat.
For now. But others will come, and we'd better be far from here when they arrive.
How can I know that you mean me no harm?
Alma, I'm Alvida, Estrella's daughter.
Alvida? No. No, that's impossible. The last time I saw Alvida, she was still too young to be a ship hand. And from your ink, I can see you're a captain.
I grew up and climbed to the top, it's true. Yet I am Alvida, Estrella's daughter. And today I am here to ask for your help. I found my mother's logbook on board the Constantia. But I need you to decipher it.
Then you found her cache. With Silvio's help, I suppose? I will help you. But only, as you said, I can't stay here. Take me to a safe place, and I'll do what you want.
We could escort you to my ship. Your old ship, the Constantia, and from there, drop you off wherever you please.
You can come out, Alma. We'll take you to the ship.
Alma, don't worry. We'll get you to the Constantia safe and sound.
Thank you, Alvida. And thank you all. I really don't understand why these soldiers want me dead.
According to your guard, Alvida, we should take the path that runs through the north along the ramparts.
I don't like the idea of blindly trusting an envoy sent by my father. But in this case, I don't see why he'd lie.
Your father didn't send you just anyone. This man knows how to wield a weapon.
He may be formidable, but I'm wary. Why would my father send me such a guard now?
Do you think he's worried about what you'll find out? Perhaps he fears that your search will place you in harm's way. We've almost reached the Constantia.
I'm really grateful for your help. I must admit that I'm a little nervous about setting foot on that ship again.
Oh, it's been perfectly repaired. You'll see.
From experience, it's precisely when one thinks that one's home and dry that all hell breaks loose. Stay on your toes.
We're here. All we have to do is row out to our ship.
Thank you. Thank you for protecting me and getting me here. Alvida, you really are your mother's daughter. Brave, generous, and trustworthy. If you have anything else to do here, I can go to the ship alone and wait for you there. I don't want to be a burden.
We'll come with you. I believe that Alvida and you have a lot to say to each other.
What a relief to be here on the Constantia. It has been well repaired. Estrella would be glad to see it. And even more so to know that you're Captain Alvida.
Thank you, Alma.
Will you be able to help us decipher the logbook we found?
Estrella had become very suspicious before her end. She had Silvio build the cache. She started writing in code. She never wanted to tell me what was causing her concerns. But she did give me her encryption key. So yes. It'll probably take a while, but I should be able to decipher her logbook.
Do you know why the Alliance soldiers were after you?
Not in the least. I've done my best to be discreet and lead a quiet life since I moved here. In any case, thank goodness you came. I have the feeling that they didn't intend to let me live.
I doubt these happenings are chance. It's as if our search brought on this attack.
It does seem to be quite a coincidence. But how could they know?
Remember the threat Silvio received? Some people, including Knots, don't want us to find out what happened to my mother.
I hope that the content of this logbook will enlighten us. What can you tell us about Captain Estrella?
She was an incredible woman, unwaveringly courageous and just. She knew how to lead her crew in fairness and kindness. I would have followed her to the end of the world. And she was also an excellent friend. You remind me of her, Alvida. I have no doubt that she would be proud of you.
We'll let you get over your ordeal.
I'm already much better, don't worry. And I'm going to get to work immediately. If I may, I will disembark at one of your next stops in the congregation or in Dutton. I'm no longer made for life at sea. I'll send you a message as soon as I've finished decrypting the logbook.
Thank you, Alma. And of course, we will drop you off wherever you want. And thank you for agreeing to help me in this whole affair. It means a lot to me.
I'm not sure I can answer all your questions, but I'll do my best.
Let's talk about it later.
Always.
Well then, have you got time?
I understand why you're worried. Let's try to find out what happened to your nephew.
Life is cruel, isn't it? Sometimes I get so tired of it all.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here.
man sitting at that table is probably the man who delivered the letter to me.
You? You're here? I suppose you're hoping to silence me. And to think my poor mistress was delighted to make your acquaintance. If only she'd known what a monster you are. You and your whole family of criminals. I will not be intimidated. I will find her, whatever it takes.
I don't understand a single thing you've said. Explain yourself, that's all I'm asking.
Yes, play the fool. I know you're to blame for what happened to her, and I'll prove it.
You're not the first to promise me that. Now stop this childishness and tell us what happened. We can help you find your mistress.
You keep playing your little game, but you won't fool me. We'd only been here a few days when she told me to stay in her room here at the inn because she was going to meet you. She was so happy to have been contacted by your nephew, who had promised a meeting with you at the docks. She could already see herself doing business in Duton with your help. But she never came back. And when I went looking for her and mentioned your nephew, I was told that he was missing too. So don't tell me you had nothing to do with it.
I never arranged any meeting with your mistress. I can assure you of that. My nephew must have used my name to secure the meeting.
You're nothing but a family of criminals. That's what you are. I've had enough of your lies. But I won't give up. I'll find her.
If this woman had a room here, we should search it. We could find out more about her meeting, too.
I don't have the key. I can't do it.
This message tells the merchant to meet on the docks near Overseas House. It's signed Rudolph, the nephew of the smuggler Ludwig.
What on earth has got into the lad?
Let's go and have a look on the... This door is locked.
This is the place mentioned in Rudolph's message.
Let's look around. Maybe we'll be able to learn what happened.
That's blood. The meeting was apparently a trap. Luckily, the attackers left us a fresh trail.
I hope it's not Rudolph's blood. What have you got yourself into, boy?
This hat. Not the sort worn by nuns. The congregation wears them. Probably belongs to the merchant.
Trail goes this way. don't want to be overheard.
Trail leads to this warehouse.
I can't do it. We are missing something to make this work.
Hey, there's something new there.
This note talks about moving goods to a cave in the backcountry. The goods must be the merchant and the boy.
Someone was tied up with this rope. Either our merchant or your nephew, Ludwig.
I think that's all there is. I doubt we'll find anything more.
Damn it, Rudolph, what have you got yourself into? Everything suggests that he's involved in some kind of kidnapping.
It's hard to know whether he instigated this or whether he was a victim. There aren't enough clues here to draw any conclusions.
What do you think? Could he be behind all this?
The lad I knew had never set foot on a ship. In fact, he'd never been further than his own property line. I'd like to say he couldn't have done it, but the truth is, I don't know. And now all I want to do is save him from the gallows.
Then let's try to find that cave from the letter.
Let's. The sooner the better.
I knew if I followed you I'd find something. What were you doing in that warehouse? Is that where you're keeping my mistress?
We're not holding anyone. We followed a trail that led from the docks to this place.
A likely story. It's a good thing I hired these men. We're gonna tear this place apart and find out where you bastards are hiding her. But first, we're gonna search you. You can't leave here with any evidence. Search them.
Hey, lads. Quarter!
Stop, please. We had no intention of killing you. We just want to find my mistress.
Why didn't you listen to us then?
You wouldn't let us search you, and I thought you were involved in her disappearance. What choice did I have?
You could have believed us when we told you that we had nothing to do with it, but that we were going to find your mistress and my nephew.
Then what were you doing in that warehouse? Did you find anything there? Do you have any leads? My mistress isn't just anybody, you know. She's not just important to me. She's important to the congregation.
We went to the place where your mistress was supposed to have a meeting. We found a trail that led us here. The clues we found in this warehouse suggest that she's been kidnapped. And we discovered a note that mentioned a cave in the backcountry. We planned to go to see if she is being held there.
Thank you for telling me all that. I'm beginning to feel hopeful again. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I suppose I'll just have to return to the tavern and hope you find her ladyship.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Who are you? What are you doing here? We've come for the people you're holding prisoner.
Why did you kidnap them? One of them is a Nord like yourselves.
That grimy bit of flotsam. He hired us to frighten the lady, but we weren't supposed to hurt her. He just wanted some answers. The fool. She's a merchant from the congregation. Can you imagine what she's going to get us when we demand a ransom? So we called a few friends and kidnapped her. As for him, well, we'll see what happens when we get the money.
Let me talk to them. I know this sort of people well. You want easy money? Fine. How much do you want?
This merchant is probably worth a fortune. So bring us a fortune and nothing will happen to the prisoners. Otherwise... And since we're not dogs, if you don't have the coin, a very valuable item will do the trick.
The guard is on its way. You'll be arrested soon.
You're a terrible liar, and I pity you for it. I can't hold it against you, though. I'd have tried as much myself. But now you have to pay.
I don't see why we're wasting time talking to you. You're nothing but a bunch of ruffians.
To arms, lads! These clowns are trying to be heroes!
Stand aside. I'm gonna wipe them from the face of the earth.
Look, that's my nephew in that cage. The woman who's with him must be the missing merchant. I was certain he wasn't the one who took him.
My armor is now useless!
My armor is ruined.
Good deed done. Let's free the prisoners.
Somebody help me, please!
Let me out of here, you louts! You don't know who you're dealing with!
You're free. Come with us. We'll take you somewhere safe.
Oh, that's such a relief. I thought I'd never get out of that cage. However did you find us?
All we did was follow your trail from the docks where you met. As a matter of fact, your servant was so worried about you that he took it out on us.
Oh, poor Joseph. Oh, don't blame him. He's very protective and fiercely loyal. But it sometimes makes him lose his wits. Thank you very much for your help. But I am quite exhausted and hungry, so I must get back to the tavern straight away.
I suppose you expect me to thank you?
No, that's not really my style. but I do expect an explanation. How did you get caught up in this mess?
I hired those thugs to help me scare the merchant a little. But when they realized that it wasn't about getting a hefty ransom, they decided to take matters into their own hands. They grabbed us both and brought us here. I imagine they were hoping that the congregation would pay for her, but as for me...
Why did you want to intimidate this merchant?
I wanted her to tell me something about my mum. About what had become of her.
None of this makes any sense. Why would she have any information about your mother?
You haven't heard? Our village was attacked. They set fire to it. Grandad, your father was killed in the fight, along with lots of other villagers. All thanks to you, my dear uncle.
No. No, that can't be true.
A few of us managed to escape, like me and Mum. But we got separated in the confusion. I made it to the sea and decided to become a Norse. To get away from everything. From the war. But Mum, she fled to the congregation.
I'm sorry, Rudolph. I'm so very, very sorry.
Maybe not, but it happened. So try and find Mum, will you? I just want to know she's alright.
I'll try. But you know the congregation's a big place and not everyone who lives there knows.
I realise now that my plan was stupid. I only hoped. Ever since I became a Norse, I've been here on Yuxantis. I'm just sea-given, and I don't really have my sea legs. They never sent me back to the continent, so when I heard about this merchant, I wanted to talk to her.
I can understand that. And I also understand your anger towards me. But don't go getting into trouble like this in the future. Don't end up like me.
I'll be more careful in the future. But try to find out where my mum is. Please.
Now that Rudolph is safe and sound and we've proven that he didn't mistreat that merchant, I think I owe you an explanation.
I'm listening.
You know that I was a soldier once. In the village where I grew up, I was forcibly conscripted by the local. It was horrible. We were used as cannon fodder, and the nobles who gave us orders never took any risks themselves. I ended up leaving that life behind and becoming a smuggler. But what you don't know is why I left the army. I killed my commanding officer. The bounty on my head isn't so much for my smuggling activities as for that first offense. Some years ago, not long after that incident, they tried to get me by targeting my brother, Rudolph's father. They threatened to hang him if I didn't surrender. I knew they'd hang us both if I gave myself up, so I let my brother hang.
I'm sorry, Ludwig. I understand your nephew's behavior better now.
That's a story for another day. Suffice it. Anyway, I want to thank you.
I can't believe my father sent someone to keep an eye on me and protect me. Oh, does he really believe me to be so defenseless? Anyway, forgive my bad temper. Did you want to talk about something?
I won't bother you any longer.
Don't worry. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
I know you already have a lot to do, but I would still like to ask a favor, if you can spare a moment. While I was studying in Alima, I had a friend. It was someone very knowledgeable, a true bookworm. In addition to the joy I would feel to see him again, I believe it's been a long time since we last met, and I don't know where to find him, but his cousin Baran could certainly tell us. He's a merchant who owns a warehouse in the port. If you agree, we could go and see him together.
Of course. Let's go see this Baran.
Thank you. It's extremely kind of you to follow the whim of an old woman.
I've seen you use rifles like the people in the Alliance. They are powerful.
You young people are all the same. Always curious, and I'll show you the fundamentals, so you could use them. Well, what do you think?
It wasn't as hard as it seemed. Thank you, Safia. Bye.
See you.
Order is broken!
This armor is useless now!
My armor is ruined.
May the enlightened be with me. I sense that my hour is near.
You're bleeding! Let me help you! You're bleeding! Let me help you!
I imagine that there are more urgent matters than visiting the man I spoke of. Father Cardinal Pius, who lives in... That said, we need to go and meet him. I need to inform him of all that we have witnessed. Kernaz's rise in power. His He will know what to do to put an end to it, and will be a strong ally against the General. And he is also a close relation of the de Vespe family, who could finance the journey to Tir-Fraди. He could certainly help us convince them if the support from Sybil proves insufficient.
We'll go to Parennes soon enough, and we will be sure to meet him then.
If you end up docking in the city, I'll meet you at the embassy.
Of course. I must leave you.
See you later.
You stupid merchant. Who do you take yourself for? Do you really think yourself irreplaceable? Dozens of poor souls are ready to take your job.
I am truly sorry. It won't happen again. I give you my word. Gentlemen, I beg of you, there is no need to resort to violence. I would never dare to try to...
Shut up, merchant. Consider yourself lucky that the warehouse is still standing. What made you think you could trick us?
Baran, is everything all right?
Stay out of this! Move along! The warehouse is closed! Wait! That islander's face is familiar to me. Where have I seen it?
I don't think I've seen you before.
You must certainly be mistaken. This young man arrived with me by boat this very day. There is no way you could possibly have met him before.
Very well. Move along.
It seems that Baran got your message, and that he will be careful to be more diligent in the future.
And just who are you? His bodyguards or something?
We are simply his friends, come to speak with him. But if you insist on threatening him in this manner, I will not hesitate to report your attitude to one of the city's logicians.
Since Mr. Baran has friends in high places, we will leave him be. But I hope he remembers what we talked about. And that he will demonstrate initiative in repaying his debts.
Yes, of course. Goes without saying. Don't worry, you'll be more than satisfied with my next delivery.
I hope so. And don't dally. I wouldn't want it to be thought that we're being patient with someone intent on double-crossing us.
Ah, you've come in the nick of time. I thought they were going to kill me. Thank you, Saphir. And your friends as well. I don't know what they would have done to me if you hadn't come.
Please, it's nothing. What did those soldiers want?
I was supposed to deliver something to them, but I got my orders mixed up and they didn't receive what they were expecting. They apparently thought I was trying to pull one over on them. But you didn't come to hear me complain. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for your cousin. I know it's been years, but I was hoping to see him again.
My cousin? Haven't you heard? He's left for Tir-Fradi. He wanted to follow in your footsteps, to see the world with his own two eyes. Frankly, he's not cut out for it if you ask me, but he went anyway. Come to think of it, before he departed Alima, he left me something for you.
Really? What is it?
Oh, I haven't opened it. I think it was his latest research. It was very important to him anyway. I didn't keep it here. As you can see, just anyone can waltz right into this warehouse, and I was afraid it would fall into the wrong hands. I had it taken to my other warehouse in Esquiara. You can go and pick it up there. I'll send a bird to let the person in charge know you're coming.
Thank you, Baran. We'll do just that. And be careful. Those soldiers didn't seem to be joking around.
Your friend Baran seems to have a difficult relationship with these soldiers.
Indeed. I admit I don't much like the idea of him trading with imperialists. But I suppose business is business.
My armor is broken. Armor is useless now.
Weapons from the other side of the world!
You looking for weapons or armor? My selection comes from the best craftsmen in Alima and overseas. Please, look.
I suggest borrowing a doctor's suit. I suggest borrowing a doctor's suit to be more inconspicuous.
If we want to go unnoticed, we could put on a doctor's coat, don't you?
Is there anybody?
Halt! This place is now closed. The public is not authorized to enter.
What is this building? What is its purpose?
Oh, this building was a laboratory. I don't know anything more, so don't push it and move along. If
There must be another way to get into the laboratory without going through the main entrance.
I can't do it.
Hey, lad. So we're finally gonna have some fun!
Then show them what we're made of! My armor is broken!
Good anymore.
This armor is useless now! Is there...
Ladies and gentlemen, I've travelled far and wide to bring you all the wonders the world has to offer. Come and see my treasures.
How long have you known Baran?
Far too long. As I said, I went to school with his cousin. Baran wasn't interested in science. He was destined to take over the family business. But we did spend time together. As a boy, he was charming and amusing.
Hello? Do you live in this village?
Well, obviously I live here. Where else should I live?
I'd like to ask you a few questions about the beast attacks that occurred some time ago.
It was the worst day of my life, and probably the worst day for everyone here. But what's it to an islander? Does the beast have something to do with you? You go ahead, ask your questions. But this all seems a bit fishy to me.
Do you know where the creature went after the...
Why are you all so desperate to find this monster? Isn't all the... Do you want more? I'll tell you what I told those scholars. I don't...
Scholars?
Some fellows from the city who are asking the same questions as you. They may think they're clever, but they're idiots if you ask me. Looking for that thing means running the risk of it coming back here. And we've had enough of that, thank you very much.
We shall leave now. Thank you for your welcome.
That's it.
I remember correctly, Baram's family warehouse in Esquiara is this one. I visited it many years ago.
You're bleeding! Let me help you!
My arm is broken!
Please, don't kill us. We're mercenaries.
My armor is ruined.
My armor is not good anymore.
What orders?
Oh, we were hired to kill you and the other Continentals when you got here. We were also ordered to capture any islanders who were with you.
We were sent straight into a trap. Is there even a package for you here?
I don't know anything about that. If there is, we weren't told about it.
I can't believe this. Let's spare their lives, please. They're nothing more than lackeys.
Perhaps. But there is the risk that they inform their employer that we survived. And then he would flee or promptly send someone else to attack us.
Tell us who gave you your orders, and choose your words carefully. Your life hangs by a thread.
It was a merchant. Baran.
Of course it was. After the attack, I suspected as much. But I can't believe he'd do such a thing.
Why did he want to capture us?
For a client, I think. But he didn't give us a name.
So, he's got himself mixed up in the slave trade. The Baran I knew would never stoop so low.
Go on. Get out of here. I hope never to see you again.
Thank you for your mercy.
Whatever could have possessed Baran to make him try to kill us and capture you? He will have to answer for this. Explain to us what this is all about. Let's return to Alima. Do you agree?
Let's go.
If we could dress as humble workers, we'd go unnoticed.
Who's there? Show yourselves!
When will they learn?
My armor is ruined!
Armor is broken!
My armor is not good anymore.
You're bleeding! Let me help you!
That's taken care of.
We should be able to search this place quickly now that caution has flown to the wind.
Hey, is anyone there?
My armor is not good anymore.
This must be Baran's office. The answers we're looking for must be in there. I think we have learned everything that there is to learn here. We should exit the area before running into even more trouble.
We haven't searched everywhere. There might still be something to discover within this warehouse.
Look, they took all these things from home, without even understanding their meaning or their beauty. They must have destroyed many altars and places of knowledge to amass such a large collection.
I understand your desire to discover the full extent of Baran's baseness, but we're here to look for answers. I doubt they'll be found in all this mess, and we're risking a lot if we overstay our hard-fought welcome.
We are missing something to make this work.
I heard something.
Let's show them what we're made of!
We should let these Lewalans go. They most likely won't survive in the city. They should at least be able to die free. Taking that was the right thing to do. We could give it to our brethren who live here. Something to help them remember our homeland.
We need a key to open this door.
Guards coming this way. We should avoid them. I don't like the idea of fighting them when they're just doing their job.
Baron is exploiting his cousin's trip to our island to expand both his fortune and network. It's my people who are paying the price.
I remember how Baran could be full of himself when I was involved with his cousin. But I would never have thought him capable of this.
Has this association been going on for a long time?
Kernaz has only just begun to gain weight politically. But they could have known each other previously. Kernaz has always been a man willing to do anything to get what he wants. He might well have encouraged Baran's cousin to take up an enterprise that promised him a profitable outcome. But the man I once loved would never have agreed to any of that. He was a man of knowledge, a kind person with empathy for others. We were even betrothed for a while, and it goes without saying that I would never have accepted a proposal from someone corrupt. No. Kernaz must have tricked him, promising to finance his expedition without speaking of the horrible services he would be forced to provide in return.
Your former fiancé could have found an alternative source of financing.
Of course. That's the main reason I'm convinced that he was misled. That letter broke my heart. We parted as friends, separating because our visions on life and science differed too greatly. I find it hard to believe that he would have fallen into such commerce. But believe me, if we go to Tir-Fradi and our paths cross, I will demand he makes amends for his actions. The fact he used ties with your people to better exploit you makes me see red.
We shall see when the time comes. First, we need to get to Tir-Fradi.
That's true. Forgive me. I know this is a painful subject. I feel so foolish to have believed that we could have found help from this friend. We might think we've accumulated all the wisdom of the world, seen it all, grasped human nature. It's still so easy to find oneself surprised. Or should I say, disappointed. I thank you for standing beside me during this sordid affair, and to have opened my eyes. Let's leave now.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
You seem to know the man well. Otherwise, why would you want to find him so badly?
Let's just say that he was an ally during my exile. Someone who didn't turn his back on me despite my banishment. He is a powerful and wise man. And after all we have seen, I must admit that I'm at my wit's end. But I know he'll know what to do. How to protect Thélème as well as the people of Tir-Fradi from the Alliance.
You consider him something of a mentor, if I'm hearing you correctly?
Yes, that is exactly right. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Where can we...
He can be found most often in the Teleme embassy in...
Do you know how we are going to meet that friend you spoke of?
I think so. I sent her a message while we were still in Ukes. I said that we would return to Alima, and that we would When we arrived, I went to the port aviary to see if we had received a message. We had indeed. She apparently has some very important matters to reveal to us that merit secrecy. She's asked to meet us in one of the warehouses near the port. A place, she says, is connected to our current matter at hand.
A warehouse? There must be dozens of them in the port. Did she give us any directions?
She said that it's a warehouse found in the Nort confines. A private warehouse, sometimes used by her husband's followers. It should have their coat of arms on the door. A crowned golden eagle, holding swords in its talons on a purple field. A tad gaudy, I know.
The magic that you're using is different.
I admit that I never thought. Of course, there is special training required to wield the rings. And your faith is so different than our own. But who am I to question what the divine intends for you? It's incredible. May the enlightened forgive me. But I would have never thought that a native not of our faith could be so gifted in our magic. Of course, you'll need to continue practicing in order to progress. But you have the gift. This much is true.
Thank you, Fausta. I must leave you.
See you later. What the?
This door is locked.